Welcome to Poland Daily Business. Our guest tonight is Dr. Adam Czyżewski, Chief Economist of PKN Orlen. Sir, welcome to the show.
Good morning.
The oil price is falling from only in October. We've been told that this will go up to the $120, $130 per barrel of a Brent kind. Now it's barely 60 and nobody's sure what's going to happen. The question from the PKN point of view, this is bad for you or is good for you? You make more money when the oil is cheap or more money when the oil is expensive?
I mean, in general, we sell fuels which are produced out of oil. So the oil is our cost base. And we know that for fuels, demand is not very elastic, but is elastic, which means that the higher price, the lower demand. So we prefer, as a producer of fuels, we prefer cheap oil, actually, because then, you know, fuels are cheaper and we are better off. But unfortunately, this is not the point of view of oil producers, because they simply prefer when oil is more expensive. When you put all the oil producers in a row, according to the costs of extraction, you know, the most expensive one for who can still sell its oil defines the price. The other, who have lower costs, you know, they have so-called upstream margin, which is the difference between the cost of extraction and the price of oil. This is not our margin, so we don't care about it. We are interested in the difference between price of oil and price of products, which are also quoted on stock exchange. So we don't simply decide how much gasoline costs at the stations. We have to link the price to so-called import parity of price of gasoline at Amsterdam, Rotterdam, Antwerp. This is the market. When we refer to this, refers to price of gasoline, price of diesel, price of heating oil.
Although the tankers are actually not arriving to Amsterdam, but to our Naftoport in
Yes,
Gdańsk.
but there is a point of reference, you know,
right.
For prices. This is quoted stock exchange price of these commodities. Yeah.
Yes, the PKN Orlen is also trying to diversify from the selling fuels to the petrochemical business and plastics and this kind of stuff. This is also like another leg of profits for you.
Yeah, because our customers are, when you produce fuels, so your customers are, direct customers are trucks, cars, so powertrains, you know, engines. And how much fuels you sell and your prospect depends very much on what the engines of future, what kind of fuel they will use. When they will go all to electricity, there will be no demand for fuels. Yeah. But this is very extreme scenario, not very likely to happen, because as for now, nobody talks about electrification of heavy transportation of aircraft or, you know, ship on the sea. We are talking about electrification of personal cars, light duty trucks, public transportation, etc. And the electrification is one of many possible solutions. So these alternative fuels.
In early 2000, the fuel market worked as very nervous. Anything happens, like stronger wind blew in Iran, we got a price hike on oil because in the future this may affect the production and so on. Right now it looks like this is totally reversed, because we have a wars. We have Venezuela. It's not selling their oil to the international market, except some exceptions. We have a strong winter in Russia. It's also like not affecting the price of oil. And the question is, maybe this perspective of electrical transport is shaving this market of expected output?
I mean, of course, there is a mixed situation because in short term we have an influence on political factors, like for example, American presidency Donald Trump when he withdrew U.S. from the nuclear agreement with Iran. Then oil started to grow, and until almost $86, there were plenty of people telling that it will go, the price will go up and up. But then President Trump said that it's enough, and he softened a bit. Sanction imposed on Iran, on Iranian oil, and the price dropped to below 60. So political events really influence oil, but in longer term, the situation changed because, let's say, 5-6 years ago, the world lived in the realm of peak oil,
which ever-growing consumption with limited supply.
Now we live in the realm of peak oil demand because we believe that demand for oil will be much lower than recoverable resources of oil.
And what is the remedy that PKN Orlen is going to use? You have right now quite an important sum of money to invest and to adjust yourself to the future situation.
I mean, we do two things. Because we are in refining business, but in this part of Europe, we are in the situation that we have oversupply of gasoline. So we have petrochemical power plant which uses gasoline as a natural resource, not as a fuel to produce various plastics. In the future, we hope we will still power cars using electricity, maybe instead of oil, or using biofuels or alternative fuels. But at the same time, we will increase our intake of oil as an input to petrochemical business, because this business, to our opinion, it's growing, and prospects are very, very good. And this is necessary because in many applications, it is a substitute or going to be substitute of rare metals.
And we are talking about plant that is being built right now in Polski.
Yes, it's one of.
Now that's a huge investment. So let's say a few words about that.
Yeah, actually, the 8.3 billions of zlotys we want to invest in petrochemicals is divided into a couple of pieces, and in general, it's to upgrade because now we produce basic petrochemical materials, raw materials, out from gasoline, and we want to advance, to go a step
in the value chain.
In the value chain, where we will be less dependent on fluctuations of oil, because there will be more value added, put it to this raw material. So this is one thing. But the other is that the part of this investment is going to creation of research center. Of our own research center, when we will work on new applications of petrochemicals, new technologies, etc. Because we see our ambition is to climb in this value chain, just to have.
And this will be world-class research lab.
We hope so. Yeah,
right.
We hope so. That's our intention.
That's a good direction. I hope, because like everything in Poland, we need to step up in this value chain ladder and deliver the products that have much more intelligence in it.
Yeah, we are developed country in terms of GDP per capita. We are among first 22 25 countries of the world in terms of the scale of GDP.
So the future is
but we
ours.
still don't have our, technology-based global product.
Companies, yes.
And, petrochemical products might be, one of the solution.
Adam Czyżewski, sir, thank you very much for coming to our show. Adam Czyżewski, Chief Economist of PKN Orlen. And that was it for tonight's Poland Daily Business.